Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Today we will be talking about the second meaning, the second usage of the present perfect tense. Notice the 文法, the grammar doesn't change. It is still the subject, have has, and then the past participle. That doesn't change. The sentence structure, the 句型 doesn't change, okay? You still are going to use the subject, the helping verb, the 助动词, and the PP, the 过去分词, to form the 现在完成式. However, we are not talking about this anymore, right? Last time, in the first meaning of the present perfect, we're talking about a finished action. Okay, think of it this way: a finished action. Okay, so this is the word that you would associate with this first meaning, and usually this kind of the first meaning, the first meaning of the present perfect, you will use these words in conjunction with it. All right, so things like already, just, and not yet, right? So these words tell you that that is the meaning that you're talking about. You're talking about a finished action, 做完,完成. Okay, so today we are not going to talk about that. We're going to move on to the second meaning, which is this, okay? Which is this and this. Experience, right? This word is experience, right? So the second meaning of the present perfect tense really talks about experience, okay? And in this meaning, you will be using these words, okay? Ever in the question, never when you say you have no experience, once if you have experience one time, many times if you have experience many times, and of course you can say, 5 times, whatever, right? Or it could be twice, or 3 times, also known as thrice, right? You can say these things too. So again, ever in the question, never when you say you have no experience, once if you have one time experience, and then twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, many times if you have many times experience. And with all these permutations, you could add so far, okay, to the end of the sentence. All right. So again, we're not talking about this anymore. That is the first sense, first meaning of 完成式. Now we're going to talk about this, the second meaning of 现在完成式, the present perfect, which talks about experience. For example, right? In the question, right? That's a question. You're going to use the word ever. Okay? All right. Have you ever taken the high-speed rail? So in the question, you use the word ever. And that's it. You don't use the word ever again. Don't use it in any other sentence. So ever is only for questions. Okay? And when you answer, the ever disappears. No more ever. Okay? All right. So have you ever taken the high-speed rail? Okay? Let's say, for example, I want to say, to give another example, have you ever, let's say, drunk wine? 喝过红酒吗? Right? Have you ever drunk wine? Maybe you have, even though you shouldn't because you're too young. However, Maybe you have gone to a wedding, a 婚礼, and then they served wine and you had some wine. Have you ever drunk wine? Notice the word ever, right? Yes, and notice the PP, right? The past tense the past participle of drink is drunk, okay? Or maybe I can say, have you ever let's say, has your father ever driven a truck? What a silly question. But you know what I mean. Has your father ever driven a car? Right? Yes. Notice the word ever. Only in the question. Okay? Only in the question. Okay? So has your father ever driven a truck? Okay? Let's answer these questions. Okay? All right. So I have prepared the answer. Okay. So let's answer the first question. Have you ever taken the high-speed rail? No, I have not. Of course, have not can be haven't, depending on your preference. No, I haven't. No, I have not. I have never taken the high-speed rail. Notice the never. Never means you have never done it. You don't have this experience. I have never taken the high-speed rail. Okay, perhaps you did, but only one time. Yes, I have. I have taken the high-speed rail once. Notice once appears in the back of the sentence, 在最后面, right? Never appears in the middle. That's important, okay? Knowing where to put the words is important, okay? All right, so yes, I have taken the high-speed rail once. Or yes, I have taken the high-speed rail many times, okay? All right? But of course, I can say, oh, 6 times, let's say, okay? And with all these sentences, all these possibilities, either the question, to answer no, to answer once or many times, you can add the words so far, 到目前为止, at the end of the sentence, to 强调 up to this point in time. So I can add the words so far, even to the question. Have you ever taken the high-speed rail so far? Okay. Or this. No, I haven't. I have never taken the high-speed rail so far. Or once so far, right? I have. Yes, I have. I have taken the high-speed rail once so far. Or yes, I have. I have taken the high-speed rail 6 times so far. Do you have to add the word so far? No, but you can for emphasis, for 强调, okay? All right, let's answer this question. Have you ever drunk wine? Let's answer no. Well, how do you answer no? You answer no by using the word never. No, I haven't. I have never, right? Using the word never means no. Drunk wine. And then if you want to, you can emphasize up to this point in time so far. Okay? Very simple, right? Using the word never to say no, adding the words so far to 强调, to emphasize 到目前为止 so far. Okay? Let's continue. Let's answer yes. Yes, 喝过一次. One time experience. I have drunk wine once. And then emphasize up to this point so far. Voila, right? Okay, so yes, I have drunk wine once so far. Notice the word once, right? And again, so far. Watch out where you put the words. Never appears between the helping verb and the PP, in the middle between have and drunk, and then once, twice, many times appears in the back of the sentence. Okay? Let's say you have drunk wine, let's say 3 times. Yes, I have drunk wine thrice, 3 times. And then, 到目前为止 so far. Easy peasy Japanese, right? Yes? Maybe I should say that on video, but that's okay. All right. So, yes, I have drunk wine thrice so far. Okay? All right. How about this one? Has your father ever driven a truck? Ask him. And notice, again, the question requires that you use ever, right? The ever goes with the question. The ever goes with the question. Remember that. It only goes with the question. It doesn't appear in the answers at all. So has your father ever driven a truck? Let's say no. No. He hasn't. He has not. Right? Depending on your preference. No, he hasn't. He has never, remember never means not one time, right? He has never driven a truck. Okay, right? But maybe he might in the future. So far. Okay? 就强调, right? Yes? Right. And of course I could say so far in the question too. But I don't have to. Okay? All right. So let's keep it consistent then. Okay? So no, he hasn't. He has never. Never means not even one time. Driven a truck so far up to this point in time. Maybe he has. Yes, he has. He has driven a truck one time, once. And then 到目前为止 so far. Perfect, right? Once, so far. Okay, that's good. One final answer. How about 10 times, right? Yes, he has. He has driven a truck 10 times 到目前为止 so far. Okay. So again, we're talking about 经验. Okay. So the difference between 经验 and 做完, right? Experience versus finished action. All right. Those are the two main meanings of the present perfect tense, right? 现在完成式 has these two major meanings, okay? Right. And with this, I have to talk about one more thing, and then we'll be done, okay? Which is to differentiate the meaning between one and the other. All right, let me just quickly prepare a little bit, okay? Again, the sentence structure is exactly the same for both meanings, 1 and 2. But now I want to talk to you about there is the difference between these two, right? Yes. So this is 1 and this is 2. The first meaning talks about this. And the second meaning talks about this. Experience. Okay. All right, perfect. So now we have, right, we can see both sides. All right. So how do you know the difference between, am I talking about experience or am I talking about finished action, right? How do I know the difference, right? Well, how do I know that? How do I know the difference between, excuse me, how do I know the difference between finished action or experience? How do I know that? Okay. Well, from the meaning, right? From 常识, right? Nobody is going to confuse two sentences that are obviously, one is talking about finished action and one is talking about experience. So, for example, if I asked you, have you done your homework? Obviously, I'm asking you finished action, right? I can't be asking you, no way, have you done your homework means 你有做功课的经验吗? No way, right? That's impossible, right? Right? No way that anybody will think that that is what you're asking. So that's not possible, okay? So you know from the meaning, right? And when I ask you, have you done your homework, right? Then you know I'm talking about finished action. Furthermore, if I put these other words that 锁定 which meaning you mean. For example, I say, have you already done your homework? I use the word already, right? Then you know it's the first one, because already, that word goes with the first meaning, right? Or if I use the word yet, then you know I'm talking about excuse me, let me then you know I'm talking about finished action. Or I can say, oh, you know what? Have you just done your homework? 你刚做完吗? Right? And then it's clear that I'm using the finished action. So finished action will have these words, okay? Finished action will have these words to help you know it is finished action. Things like already, or yet, just, or yet. You see these words, you know it means finished action. Well, what about experience? Okay. Well, how about this one? Have you seen Taipei 101? 你看过台北101吗? Obviously, it is experience, right? Obviously, this sentence cannot mean this, or it would be very strange if it meant that, right? If this sentence means this, it would be strange. 你看完台北101了吗? That's weird, right? Nobody will say that. So nobody will think this sentence is this meaning. Just by the sentence itself, you know what it means, okay? Right? Okay. But there are also words that can help you. No, it is not the first meaning, it is the second meaning. Words that we just talked about, like never, yeah, okay? Words like never, in the question, ever. Or like when you don't have any experience, never, right? Or once, yeah, I did it one time. Or many times. And then in the end of the sentence to 强调, oh, so far, right? So if you see these words, you know it means the second meaning. These words 不会出现在 the first meaning. All right? And these already just and yet will not appear in the 经验 the meaning. Okay? So this will tell you which meaning you mean. So have you ever seen Taipei 101? That's the question. Yes, I have seen Taipei 101 once. Okay, then I know it's the first meaning, right? Versus the second meaning. Okay, good. So that is a sort of a very sort of a rule-based way to know, am I talking about the first one or the second one? Okay. All right. There is one more thing that I want to talk about, which is this. Okay. There's a difference. 去过跟去过. All right. In this this is the only confusion. This is the only one where there is a difference in the sentence. Let's say I want everybody to imagine you and your family go to a 景点, to a tourist attraction. Let's say 水往上流, let's say. Okay? You guys go there and you walk around, and then your father says, all right, let's go home. All right? But then, you know, it's a long drive home, right? You're going to go on the highway. There's no bathroom. So he's going to say, everybody go to the bathroom right now, okay? And if we'll meet here in 5 minutes. So 5 minutes later, your father, everybody meets at the car, okay? And your father says, 你们去完厕所了吗? Which one does he ask? Does he ask the finish action, 去完了吗? Or does he ask, 你有去过厕所的经验吗? Obviously, is this one, right? Yes? All right. So he's going to say, have you gone, go, the past tense, the PP of go is gone. Have you gone to the bathroom? All of you, right? That makes sense? 都去完了吗？要上路了, right? We're going to be on the highway. There's no bathrooms unless you want to pee in the car. So have you gone to the bathroom? Okay? Right? So he'll ask you this question. Have you gone to the bathroom? But then he wanted also, before you get in the car, you guys say, yeah, we've gone to the bathroom. We have all gone to the bathroom. Great. But then he wanted to make sure that you went to the 景点, and you saw the attraction, that you saw the 景点的这个重点, which is the 水往上流. So he's going to ask you, oh, 你们去过那个水往上流了吗？你有去过那个地方吗？ that little 水沟 It's not really a river, it's more like a 水沟. So he goes, oh, 你有去过那个水往上流那个水沟吗? Which one does he say? Does he say, have you gone to the bathroom? Does he say, 去完了我去过? Obviously he means this one, right? Obviously he means 你有没有去过？去过了吗？可以走了吗？ Right? Can we go now? Have you seen it? All right. So he's going to ask you, 你有去过那个地方吗? Right? Otherwise, 就白来的. We came here for nothing, right? All right. So he's going to ask you, have you? And this is where the specialness comes in. When you say 去过 somewhere, you don't say gone, you say been. And of course, most of you already know that because I have taught you that. Okay? So he'll say this, not have you gone to the 水往上流 place, the 景点. He will say, have you been to that place? Have you been to? Been. Okay? So 去过 is the only one that has a difference in the way you say 第一个意思, the first meaning and the second meaning. Okay? 去完 is have you gone to the bathroom? 去过 and then 看过 有这个经验 is have you been to the 景点? Okay, thank you for watching. I will see you soon.